And we're back.
We're back.
Highly
What's up?
caffeinated. Highly caffeinated today.
Highly caffeinated. I mean, we started a little bit late today, so I could be caffeinated.
When you sent me a message to say, hey, I'm just running behind a little bit, I'm making a coffee, I was like, oh, you know what? I could go for another one. So I made a nice coffee instead. And then I jumped in the hot seat, turned everything on, saw that your message was 22 minutes ago when you said you're making a coffee. I was like, fuck, this better be the best coffee he's ever made in his life.
Hey. Actually, so we were just saying before how I was having a little bit of a shit day yesterday. I woke up today. I had a shower. I did some stretching and I did a quick workout.
Oh,
Jumped in the sauna.
Oh,
Jumped in the tub for a little bit of cold water.
Got out,
shaved my face, brush my teeth, all the stuff, went downstairs, fed the dog, made a coffee, and then set up this. I've been fucking doing shit today, all right?
You've been on the roll. All right, fair enough. All right, I'll take that back then.
So when I messaged you, I was actually just feeding the dog. I hadn't even started making my coffee.
What have I done? I have made 2 coffees, fed the dog, watered the lawn, watered half the lawn, I should say.
Half the lawn? Couldn't get the rest?
No, because it's like one of those ones.
Couldn't get the rest of it.
No, the
just went out there. The old bloke got his hose out. Just goes, only half today, boys. Can't do the rest. Too far away.
No, it's a sprinkler.
Yeah.
So the sprinkler.
Keep telling yourself that, mate.
Oh, well, shut up. What else did I do? Worked on my pricing guide a little bit. I had a shit.
So how's the pricing guide coming along? Because you showed me the price guide coming along because you showed me a couple of days ago and it was looking tasty.
It looks a lot better than it used to, put it that way. A lot more refined. I think, well, it's probably because I'm copying yours, but it's a lot more.
Hey, wait. Before you say that, I copied someone else, so it's a copy of a copy. So.
Hey, what do I say? Steal like an artist?
Exactly. Steal like an artist.
Yes. So I've deleted a heap of shit out of the price guide, made it a little bit more refined. And I think, because I remember we were talking late last year, I was going to do this huge rebrand. I think instead of doing this massive rebrand, I'm just going to realign the brand. That makes sense. So instead
of brand realignment.
Yeah. So like instead of doing like a heap of colors and fonts and the whole outlay of the website and I am doing the whole outlay of the thing. What's it called? Price guide. And relaying the whole price guide, but that does need an update. But just sort of like updating things. When I did it last time, I had to like throw it together so I had a website. So instead of rebuilding a whole new one, because I never built a website correctly before, so I'm like, maybe I'll just tweak some things just to make it look a little nicer, tweak the copy a bit more. But yeah, it's
good like that. It's a lot easier, and I feel like it's just natural to do that anyway. Like you outgrow things as you progress, and you just need to constantly update. Like I'm sure you got so much more content and stuff now that you didn't have when you first started to made the website.
Yeah, exactly. I got new films, which I've got heaps that I actually want to share that I haven't posted yet, so that is on the to-do list. But yeah, just freshen it up, give it a good new look. But yeah, what did you get up to over the weekend? Technically, it's a public holiday today, but
over the weekend was my birthday.
Hey,
yeah. I'm not actually a big birthday person, but
neither am I.
What? And probably one of the best birthdays I've had.
Yeah. Share it with the people. Share your wins.
We went to. You're gonna have to help me with the wins because I've kind of forgotten them a little bit.
I was there the whole time.
Yeah. We went out for lunch. No, we went and played golf on my birthday. Played at a nice golf course, Twin Waters. Had a great day. Actually played really well. Fucking phenomenal.
We love that.
And Mandy came. She just sat in the cart. We went out for lunch. Then we went out to dinner that night. Actually, and then the next day we went skydiving.
Oh yeah, you
Fucking
show me that. I just wake
crazy.
up to this photo of you like
Yeah, Mandy
insert photo.
surprised me skydiving here. I'm gonna for all the YouTube listeners or watchers, if you're watching on Spotify, bad luck. But here is me just hammering down, son. Get it, son.
I woke up to that photo. I was like, "You are absolute
Here's another
fucking
one.
menace."
Yeah, oh
Uh,
boy.
that's so good.
So that was really cool. And Mandy was hooked. She absolutely loved it. We also got a sauna,
Mm.
and that was amazing. I got a sauna for my birthday.
Not just any sauna, not like one of those ones that they sell
Oh,
where it's like a pop up tent that you like
it's
put a heater in.
so
It's a
fucking big.
sauna.
We didn't think it was going to be so big, and it's fucking huge. It's like a 4-person infrared wooden sauna, and
That's
it's just
elite.
sitting in our spare room. We don't have a spare room anymore.
No, you need to get like, I mean, if it wasn't carpeted, you could probably put like a little ice thing in there and you could do like back and
Oh,
forths.
I've been trying to work out how I can work this out and get like a cold plunge nearby, but I tried the bathtub yesterday and this morning, but it's like a bathtub for midgets. Like it's so small. It's like a child bathtub. I was in there and I'm like, my knees are quite inflamed. I'd like to get them under the water.
Yeah, they're
And then I
just
put my
swapping
knees
up.
under and then my whole body is out. And it just, I was like, wouldn't mind
Oh,
getting my
no.
shoulders under and then my legs are like up on the wall.
So you've got to like plunge in parts,
Yeah, it's part plunges.
part plunges.
Yeah.
Everyone add that to your morning routine, part
Yeah.
plunges.
Part plunges. But what was crazy, and I haven't even told you this,
Sure.
we measured everything for the sauna because we had to go pick it up from someplace, and we had to take it all apart, and then transport it to here, and then put it all back together when you get there. And I don't know if anyone's experienced with taking apart saunas, but it's not as easy as you should think. Anyway, I thought it'd be quite easy, and I didn't think the pieces were going to be so big. I don't know why, but we measured the bedroom, to see if it would fit in there. And yeah, it fit, but we didn't measure.
The door.
No, not the door. It fit through the door. It's getting it up the stairs.
Oh.
So we just have like a staircase because we're in like a townhouse, like a staircase that just goes up and then comes straight back on itself.
Mhm.
And it's just got like one kind of partition wall in between, and then like a door kind of to get into the stairwell. These pieces are like just full, like they're wood, they're heavy as, and it only just fit through this door of the stairs on an angle. So we had to like put it on an angle. It's a 35-degree day. Put it on a slight angle, slide it through this little pigeonhole in the door, and go up the stairs. And like we're talking millimeters. So Mandy's like holding this thing, it's like a mid push up this whole time. And then we got it to the stairs, and then had to lean it there. Mandy would hold it on this side. I would go down, and then I would grab it like this. And then I would have to fucking squat and go, and then push this fucking thing up above my head. Mandy runs in, holds it there because she can't lift it up there. So she holds it up, and then I quickly run up the stairs, then grab it on top of the stairs and go, and pull this fucking thing up over the railing of the stairs. And then Mandy runs up the stairs and then holds it. And then we kind of jig it around. Fuck, man. It was intense.
One of your goals was to get jacked for 2025. So
Stairwell
reps with the sauna. You are well and truly on your way.
Right. My body is burning after. But you know what? There's not a better thing you could be bringing up the stairs that would injure you. You know, because you'd set up the sauna,
recover straight away,
and you're just straight into recovery.
So all in all, birthday was good.
Yeah, birthday was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear. Yeah. I don't even know we had birthdays so close together. We both had good birthdays this year.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about your birthday. Was your birthday in between the pod, or was it last pod?
Yeah, it was before the last one.
Yeah, bastard.
Pretty
Tell
sure
us what you did.
What did I do? Rachel and I went out for breakfast in the morning to the local cafe down the road with my mum and my little brother.
Oh, that's cute.
And mum name dropped to the waiter that it was my birthday. So when we went to pay, they gave me free meal, which was nice.
Do that every time.
Yeah, shout out to our neighborhood cafe in Warragul. They gave me a free meal. The ladies there are lovely. And then from there, we went home, chilled out for a little bit, and then we went to a tiny home through a company called Unyoked. And that was only like 45 minutes from home.
Out.
Yeah, shout out. It was awesome, phenomenal, except I fucked up. And so when you book these tiny homes, right, they're super unique. They have a really cool look and they're in like really cool places.
Mm-hmm.
They're on like a bunch of people's properties. That's, I guess, the business plan. But when you go to book it, you can select like dogs, no dogs. You can select reception, no reception. And then you can select how spicy you want the cabin to be. And their spiciness is like how difficult it is to get to the cabin.
Oh.
So we've done one of these unyoked before, and it was probably like a 400-meter walk, but it was like just along a flat gravel thing. So I was like, well, you know, I wanted to take a couple of photos. So I wanted a kind of cool location. So I put in like a mid-range spicy level.
Oh, no. He's just gone hiking.
I didn't fucking realize that by putting mid-range spicy, we had, and I said 500-meter walk. I was like, that's fine. Didn't realize the 500-meter walk was like this up a fucking huge gravel hill. And
my God.
The first like 100 meters was flat and the rest of it was just uphill. And I had a small wheelbarrow with 2 bags, all of our food, my camera bag, all this shit that I have to like literally put 2 hands behind me and just like power walk up this hill. Then we get into the gate. Don't realize that there is huge cows in this paddock, like monstrous cows in this paddock. Oh. So there's flies everywhere. So now I'm walking uphill with this heavy bag covered in flies. And it's like 28 degrees. So it's fair to say I was over it by that point. And then once we got there, it was fine.
There's a couple swear words thrown around.
Yeah, there was.
You stupid effing.
I was like, Rachel, why the fuck did I do this to myself?
Yeah, that's crazy though. But to be fair, if I chose mid-range, I'd probably expect that.
Well, to be honest, there was another cabin on the property. I got the drone up and it was like, it would have been under extra spicy. And I reckon it would have been another 500-600 meters up and the hill just kept going and going and going. And you can't take a car up there. It's like no cars past this point or you get a fine. And most normal cars probably wouldn't get up there.
I love how they try to make it sound nice. They're like, oh, we don't have great access to this. How can we spin this in a way where it's beneficial?
Spicy.
Yeah. Spicy.
So yes, that was it. And then we spent the night out there, played some card games, had a platter and just chilled out, fell asleep at one point, had a nap, woke up to said big ass cow trying to push our little wheelbarrow down the hill because it didn't like it.
Well, at least you had a good time. Did you clock off a little bit, away from the phone, away from everything?
A little bit. We went up, it was supposed to have no reception, and then there was a reception, and it was like, oh. But I read, which is one thing my plan for this year was to read a lot more. So smashed through some pages in the books, had some good chats with the wife. So ended all, it was pretty good.
That's so fucking good. Should we jump in?
Yeah.
People are scared that they're going to offend someone.
Told you, timeless is the photo. Editorial is the style. Timeless is not a photo. The aisle is not a racetrack. Don't run down it. This goes for you and your bridesmaids.
All right, let it rip, Rhiley.
All right, we're back. We are. We're starting off hot today. So, as you mentioned in the intro, I, instead of doing a full rebrand, am realigning my brand. But I've been having a look around at what some other people have done to kind of get some inspiration and some ideas. And I want to discuss this with you because I want to know, like, why does everyone do the exact same branding? And what I mean by this is it's always in black and white. It's always in a studio. They're always sitting on a nice couch with a plant next to them. And they've got their laptop with their legs crossed and they're typing. And then it's a photo with them and their camera and all this stuff. I'm like, we all try to put all this stuff out there as to why we are unique and why you should pick us and do all this stuff. And our photos of like who we are and what we are about and our copy is all the exact same. All the same.
Yeah.
Well, 99.9% of us are the same, at least from what I've seen. And it just made me think, like, when I was realigning, I was like, okay, I was going to do that. I'm not going to do that anymore. But when you go to like rebrand and do all that stuff, like surely you go, okay, in my copy, I'm going to list out the things that I like to do. And most people will go, I'm a lover of love and I love dogs and I need a coffee and all this stuff. It's typical like photographer things, videographer things as well.
I had a camera in my hand since I was 12 years old.
Yeah, yeah. And their photo is always like, their photos are always just like this. I need a prop.
Here we go. Or the camera up to the eye. Straight down the barrel. Sorry to all the Spotify listeners. Rhiley's just put his shot back down, a camera in one hand and a little hip pose and a little legs crossed, camera in the lap and a camera up to the eye.
And if you are in a studio every single day and you don't work from home and you have all these things and you are a studio photographer as well, maybe that makes sense. You do all your shoots in a studio. God, I'm out of breath from doing that. But okay, we're back.
Oh, suck it in.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, I am unfit.
So I've got some points for this. I'm gonna be a devil's advocate a little bit.
Okay.
I feel like that.
No, you're wrong.
A lot of is Pinterest the death of creativity? Is it like not the death of creativity because people first start their in photography business, they go, and this is what I was talking about last week. So I'm going to shoot myself in the foot here. They go, what's this person doing? What do they look like? They're successful doing this. Oh, this is how you do a branding shoot. Look up on Pinterest, branding shoots. And then it's got all those photos and they go, oh, they're kind of cool. They don't actually know that like the further you go along as a photographer, the further that you hone in your own kind of view and your own kind of style. And you look at the demons and like the really good, like, sorry, I just call them demons. You look at the really good like photographers and stuff. And they always have quite a refined, unique personal brand and style and everything. And I don't think that's made overnight. It's made over like a really long time. So like, what are you even meant to do if you're just starting? Like, even if you're just starting photography, your style will change the next week and it'll change the next week again and the next week again. And the more you learn.
Well, we were actually talking about this. I asked you this question yesterday or the day before. And I said that with the current trends, with especially the market that you're trying to market towards, like the more like high-end luxury market and the fact that things change so often. And I asked you, like, how do you feel about the industry consistently changing with trends? Like, I feel like the high-end market is what depicts the trends. Because someone with influence will come out and do something and then that'll kind of like filter through to the rest of us. And that's what I was asking you. I was like, why, like, what is your opinion on that? And you're like, oh, I love it because it consistently makes me change creatively and have to sort of like keep up and keep reinventing yourself to a degree, which is fine. But I was like, I don't know whether people do it because it looks professional. Like it does, like a nice studio portrait, it looks good. But like what's stopping you of going getting a nice portrait of yourself if you're going to pay that money to get it done and go out to a certain place or an environment where you are being yourself? You're not like putting on all this stuff to like go and get these nice photos done.
I think that's only learnt as the more time you have in the game.
Yeah, but I see people that have been around for forever that still do that branding.
Yeah. And how are they going?
Oh, they're doing better than I am. But it was more just like, I think, I don't know. I just see it all the same. And it's more that we like preach uniqueness, and that's why people should book us. But then we all market ourselves in the same environment.
Yeah. Else people are really scared to be different.
Mm,
And lots of people know what works and know what has worked for them and don't. I mean, they got a mortgage to pay, they got kids to feed, they got all these things, and they don't want to change anything because
mm,
it's been working for them. So they're like, oh, why would I want to go to this crazy personal brand if this is working for me at the moment?
yeah, yeah. I don't
But it's
know.
not even crazy. It's just like a little bit more of yourself.
Yeah, I feel as though like maybe you're right. Like if you were like if I was trying to book a destination photographer
Mm.
and all of the stuff that they had on their website was like them in a studio, and then I saw another destination photographer and it was them and the places that they've traveled and the weddings that they've captured over in these places, and there's photos of them with the couple and there's like film photos and point and shoot photos of them just being themselves. I was like, that's so much that goes to me like, oh, they're actually a destination photographer. Like this is a
Hmm.
photo of them in Santorini, and then this is a photo of them at Yosemite, and then this is a photo of them here, as opposed to like just a photo of them in a studio.
Yeah.
But like you said, that's probably coming back to someone that has a little bit more of a defined brand, and has learnt. So I would
And
say,
branding
mm,
is quite new. Like in the
like
scheme of things,
investing into like personal, like photographers and stuff, investing into personal brands.
yeah, yeah. Like really invested in personal brand. Personal brands only become big maybe in the last like 5 years, would you
Mm.
say?
Yeah, I think
Um,
since people have started to make more money off personal brands.
yeah, like where you start thinking of someone more who they are than what company they own.
Mm.
Um, like, isn't it like what's some good examples? Like fucking who's like Richard Branson? What
Yeah,
company is he
owns
own?
Virgin and everything
Yeah,
else.
but I know Richard Branson.
Yeah.
Or like you know what I mean? Like you that's only really recently happening. So the people who are ahead of the curve probably have a higher personal brand.
Mm. I think that's a good point. But yeah, no, I just thought I'd bring that
So,
up whilst I'm working through the branding, and I was looking and I just saw that and I was like, everyone's doing something very similar.
yeah.
And I had to double check it as well because a guest that we were supposed to have on today, unfortunately, she had to reschedule to next week, but that's exciting. Our first guest coming next week.
Oh.
Um, I had to double check that her branding wasn't like that. So I wasn't being a fuckwit, but it's
Well, my
exactly
branding's like that.
no, but yours is in a studio, but yours is different. You're not sitting in front of a thing with your camera. You're leaning on one leg.
You know what though? For like the last couple of months, we've needed to do a brand shoot because Amanda's part of our company now.
Mm,
So we need to do one with her, and ours is like, well, I'll just tell you what ours is going to be.
mm.
Just want to go to like a field with like a sheet and hang it up,
Oh, yep.
um, and then just take like film photos of me and Mando just like in front of a sheet and just like just being stupid.
Yeah.
Um, and then that's it, like just some cool, fun film photos. Because at the moment, our photos right now is just like Polaroids that we've had together.
Yeah.
And that's like our branding photos on our price guide and stuff,
It's still pretty
which is
cool
cool.
though.
Yeah,
Like
it is still.
it is different. Speaking of um taking some different photos, I had a friend's wedding on the weekend.
Mhm.
My first wedding back for 2025. Was doing photos, which I've kind of phased out. But when friends get married, they ask you to do it. You just do it. And I was more than happy to.
You
But
suck
when
ass.
but I was like, oh, I think I mentioned to you, I was like, if I was going to do any more photography, I think smaller elopements and stuff would be where I would go. I don't think for me, for photos, big days is my thing.
Yeah.
Video, 100%, not a problem at all. But anyway, so I spoke to you beforehand about a couple of bits and pieces, and I thought I would take a different approach. And I sent you the gallery or the sneak peeks um, that night when I'd finished them.
Oh yeah.
And like you said that you could see a very distinct change in the photos and stuff that I'd taken.
Yeah.
Um,
Or
and
even
I
just the photos that you picked. You know what I mean?
that I picked.
Like picked to share. Like,
Oh yeah. So one thing I did was I shot landscape so much more. Did your thing with 28. Just try to get as close as I could with 28 mil.
How'd it
Um,
feel?
and light, I really tried to focus because it was really harsh. But like the
Oh,
groom
yeah.
prep was at the bride's auntie's place in South Yarra. So the light, there wasn't like a heap of natural light. So try to make the most of that. But then where the bride got ready was the Grand Hotel, and the light coming through the window was awesome, and it was really harsh. So you could kind of play with shadows. And then we went to this staircase, which was like next level. And the light was coming through perfectly. And I was really happy with some of the stuff that I got. So really trying to focus on lighting. And I think that is why I want to do more in the city, because there's
Mhm.
so many buildings, and there's so much different architecture. And when you get like really nice light that comes through, there's more shadows to play with. There's more different lighting to play with. But
Mhm.
after I thought about it all, when I sent the photos off, and then we had a chat yesterday about the different ways to color and being more natural, I was like, I feel like this is something that I could slowly work my way back into. And it was, I don't know, it was doing something in a different light that's kind of changed my perspective on it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it a little bit more.
That's cool. You kind of like, regained your passion a little bit
Just a
for
little bit.
photography.
Yeah, just a little bit. Like I'm not going to go out and go like, I want to book 30 more weddings this year.
Yeah, I
Um,
know.
and I think,
It gives you the motivation to pick up a camera again.
yeah. Um, but I think that is the setting. And I like the fact that, because I know with video that I can only kind of, uh, if I'm not, if I'm working with another photographer, you govern by what each other would like to do.
Yeah.
Whereas in that setting, I like that I was just governed by whatever I wanted to do. So it's kind of refreshing a little bit. But
Yeah.
it, yeah, I think after speaking to you, seeing what you do, seeing the way you do it, I changed a few bits and pieces, and it was good. So
Nah, you killed it.
make
When I look
sure.
back at your photos, I was like, "Oh, he's cooking." You could see you're trying to do some different things. You're actually thinking a little bit more on the day, being
Mm,
more present rather than just knowing, like, "Oh, a photo in front of the window, looking out that way, take photo."
yeah,
You just like you're kind of there. How did it feel? Like 28 mil and being so close.
it was good. I took your advice, and like set the area, and then like pissed everything else off.
Yeah,
And it was good because our friends, the comfortability level was already there.
yeah,
So I just kind of let the girls do their thing. It was more with the girls because there was more room to work with.
yeah,
But yeah, it was good. Like it, obviously I use a zoom lens, so it was 28 to 75, but I kept it as 28 as much as possible to kind of force myself to move around and try and shoot high, try and shoot low, um, play with the positioning of the person in frame a little bit more,
yeah.
because there's a contrast between such bright light through the windows and then just like ambient room light, like trying to aim for more silhouettes, and all those sorts of bits and pieces. But yeah, it was good. It was good fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's cool. Are you going to share them on your page or now?
Yes, yeah, I will.
Oh,
The peak time has
hey.
been to pay. I'm going to put them on my story,
Yeah,
and then
but don't book him. Don't unless it's small. Don't book him for
yeah.
photography.
Well,
He's a
that's
videographer.
why I need to change the stuff on my website, because it still says I still get inquiry for photo and video, even though it says I
Ah,
can only do
bastards.
one. So I need to figure out a way to word that correctly. But that's enough for me. You have a very interesting segment
Uh
to do today.
da, 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 da. Michael's segment. Let me do an intro for it. Everybody come today. It's Michael's segment. And we're gonna work out what we'll do in a couple of yays.
Couple of yees.
Yeah, I couldn't
You
rhyme
try to
something
rhyme
with
the words
days.
together.
Yeah, yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh,
So a little bit ago, I was speaking to my barber and he kind of put me onto this thing, and it's for goal setting and looking into the future and kind of having like a North Star to work towards. And it was basically, and I've seen some people do this on TikTok, but asking ChatGPT what my ideal day would look like. Wait, let me see what it actually is. That didn't make sense. Write me a day in the life and ask me as many questions as you need to give me a detailed answer, is what you ask them. And basically, it will spit out your perfect day in a life, and it will give you like a North Star on what your dream day would be. And a lot of the times it's actually quite close to the life that you already have. And it's just a few things need to change. But it's not until someone actually tells you and like explains to you what your ideal day in a life is, then you can actually start putting goals and stuff to work towards it.
Mm.
I think I said that right.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense in
Um,
my head.
yeah, and I thought we'd do it today, and then we
All right.
would read out our dream day in a life and learn about and see how far away we are from our dream day in the lives.
All right. I've got
We'll
mine
take a
loaded
little
into
pause.
Chat GPT.
Oh, you already done it.
I don't know. I've got the quote or the question.
Okay,
So if I hit go,
it's going to ask you a heap of questions.
oh geez, where is it? So when I respond,
All right, we're back.
okay. So we have filled out
We've
all of
filled
the
out the
information.
form, and it's quite long, but I'm going to read it out, and then after maybe we can chat about what things I need to do and how close we are to like my dream day in my life when I would be content.
Cool.
Now I'm a terrible reader, so bear with me. You wake up to the soft warmth of the sun streaming through the window of your stunning cliffside home overlooking Sunshine Beach. The ocean breeze carries a refreshing salty scent that gently stirs the air, and you take a moment to breathe it all in. It's the kind of morning that feels just right, the perfect balance between energy and serenity. You stretch your body with some gentle yoga moves, loosening up and grounding yourself in a peaceful environment. The morning is calm and you feel every bit of beauty around you. This is the perfect start. After that, you head to a small private outdoor gym, the perfect place to work out. The gym overlooks the beach, giving you motivation to move through a solid routine. Post workout, you indulge in a sauna session to unwind your muscles and let your mind fully relax. Refreshed and scented, you head inside for a coffee, rich aromatic, and just the right temperature. Next, you prepare a colorful fruit bowl full of the freshest, juiciest tropical fruits, perfect for the light but satisfying. Perfect for a light but satisfying breakfast. By mid morning, you and Amanda or friends are feeling energized, ready to head out. The sun is high, the sky is brilliant blue, and there's a sense of adventure in the air. You make your way to a nearby scenic golf course where you and your partner and friends enjoy a relaxed round. The course is quiet, but the occasional sound of laughter fills the air as you all enjoy each other's company and the beauty of the landscape. After golf, the afternoon calls for relaxation, so you head to your cliffside retreat. Here, you settle in with some good wine and probably something smooth and full bodied, while the gentle sounds of waves crash above. The vibe is easy, calm, and full of contentment. Perry, your dog, happily joins you, curling up nearby, and everyone chats and laughs in enjoyment. As the sun sets, you head to the balcony where the sky transforms into a blend of golden, pink, and purple hues. You savor the evening with a light dinner, perhaps grilled seafood or something fresh, while listening to some soft jazz playlist that sets the perfect background. The night is winding down, but you're feeling a piece of satisfaction lingers. You take a final walk along the beach with Amanda and Perry and feeling grateful for the connections you have and the beauty of the world around you. When you finally return, you settle with your loved ones, feeling completely at ease and content. The day has been a perfect mix of fun, relaxation, and simple pleasures.
That's really good.
So it sounds like that day sounds fucking insane. And you know what
Mm.
the only thing about that day is that's not current
What?
is where we live.
As you were
Like,
saying, how relaxing it was. Someone just was on their horn driving past my window.
so like realistically, like everything else we do, I do that all the time. The only difference is in that I'm in a cliffside house. just down the road.
I
So
think when I've done this, I've done mine wrong.
you did yours wrong.
Well, I thought it was like your like ideal day with work and everything else, not just like
Oh no, let's listen to yours at work. I
uh,
just think that it's really nice to know that you're actually really living quite a nice life
mm,
until you actually look back and reflect on it and go, wow, like my ideal day in a life is everything that I'm doing.
yeah,
And nothing really will change besides just changing houses. So, like, enjoy the moments that you're having now because this is probably what you're striving for.
that's a really good way of putting it. I think I slightly misunderstood the
The
assignment.
brief. Go on, hit
Yes.
us with yours.
All right. Well, now I don't feel like this is going to be. I don't think this is my ideal day. I think this is just managing work and life.
This will be funny. Go,
Now
go.
I'm gonna read it. So it's like your dream day begins between 7 and 8 a.m. The soft morning light fills the room. You gently wake up feeling rested and ready to seize the day. First thing you do is stretch your body, waking up your muscles, and setting a peaceful tone for the morning. Then it's time for your ritual. Brewing a fresh cup of coffee, aroma fills the air, grounding you in the moment. And enjoying your coffee, you step into a refreshing shower, washing away any remnants of sleep and gearing up for the busy day ahead. Before diving into work, you take a moment to clear your mind, whether it's through meditation, deep breathing, or simply gazing out the window to reflect. This is crucial for mentally prepare you for a productive day. You're ready to kick off the day with some movement, whether it's a gym session, more stretching, or a leisurely walk outside. You make time for your body to feel active and alive. The energy of a sunny morning boosts your mood, and you enjoy the crisp air as you stretch your legs on a walk through your neighborhood or nearby park. After your workout, you indulge in a healthy breakfast, crispy bacon and poached eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Simple yet delicious, fueling you up for a busy morning. You savor the meal, perhaps reading a book or scrolling through some news to stay informed. Midday, by noon, the workday is in full swing. You're busy with tasks at home, whether you're diving into focus work, client meetings, or creative projects. You remain productive, but you know the importance of balance. To break up the day, you step outside for a walk. So this is where I think it's just like I've put too many things in the same place.
No, I like
Um,
it.
to break, you step outside for a walk. This is your mental reset, a chance to stretch your legs, breathe the fresh air, and refocus. You might even catch a few minutes of sunshine, which gives you a much needed energy boost to tackle the rest of your work. Lunchtime rolls around, and you make a thoughtful choice to refuel, whether it's a nourishing salad, a grain bowl, or lean proteins, or a satisfying sandwich. Your lunch is something that sustains you through the rest of the afternoon. You eat mindfully, feeling recharged and ready for whatever's next. The afternoon is when the real fun begins. Depending on your day, you either dive into productive gym session, attend footy training, or spend quality time with friends. Whether you're on the field or in the gym, you enjoy challenging yourself physically, pushing your limits, and achieving small victories throughout the session. Alternatively, if you've planned to meet up with friends, you all gather around a table for good conversation and laughter. That day flows naturally with time for both personal growth and social connection. The only thing I'd add in there would be golf.
Oh, yeah.
The evening. As the sun begins to set, you return home to your wife. The evening feels relaxed and fulfilling. Dinner is casual, comforting affair. You both enjoy a home cooked meal together, perhaps something hearty like pasta, grilled vegetables, or your favorite comfort food. You chat about your day, share a few laughs, and enjoy each other's company. After dinner, you both wind down with some quiet time. You grab your book, read for a little while, letting the pages turn slowly as you unwind. You feel a sense of calm wash over you. Finally, the two of you settle in front of the TV. Netflix is on. You pick a show or movie that's perfect ending to the day, whether it's a good comedy, a thrilling drama, or a documentary that sparks conversation. As the day winds down, you feel content. You've balanced productivity, physical activity, quality time, and self care. And now it's time to sleep, ready to do it all over again tomorrow. The
Mate,
day is a oh, there's one more. The day is a dream blend of passions, physical activity, and people who matter the most to you. It reflects a rhythm of staying grounded, focusing on health, nurturing relationships. Sounds pretty perfect.
mate, out of everything you just said then, I think you do every single one of them. I don't think your life's any different. Like, you're literally living your dream life.
Yeah, but you know what? It still doesn't feel like that, which is weird because when you say like, "Yep, I've been getting up between 7 and 8. I wake, make a coffee. I haven't been stretching." I think there's like bits and pieces of it, but I don't do them every day in a
Yeah.
routine. It's like the thought of wanting to do them.
Yeah.
But
And you could
essentially, yeah,
now
you are
put those
correct.
things in place, like, and
Mm,
being like in my dream life, I literally said that I wanted to stretch every morning. So why don't I stretch? Obviously, I want to do it,
correct. It's cool.
you
It's a
know,
great exercise. I love that.
and it kind of makes you feel like I have a little bit more of a North Star, like, oh, I'm kind of in the place where I want to be.
Mm.
And only like a couple of things need to change for me to not have a reason to be absolutely loving everything I'm doing.
I think, and this is like kind of, I don't know what the word is, but this morning I woke up like stressed. I was
Mm,
like business wise, money's a little bit tight. There's not a heap of weddings coming up. There's some leads coming in, but people are umming and ahhing about booking. Um, and I was like, fuck, like I'm gonna have to go and get a job. Things are going to get tight before they get any better. I say I want to do all this stuff, and we need to save money and pay things off. We've got all these holidays coming up. It's like feels like my actions are contradicting my thoughts.
mhm.
But then, like, I went outside, fed the dog, made a coffee, and I was like, this is the bits and pieces that I like doing the most. So I think the only thing that is making these things that I just listed not feel like they should is the fact that there's like that little man in the back of your head that's always saying, you got to pay for this, you got to pay for that. If you take a day off, you're a day behind. It's
Yeah.
all purely just having to pay for things. I think that is the sole reason as to why those, I'm so crackly this morning, why those things don't feel the
Yeah.
way that they should.
That's that's so good to like realize and then see, because now the one goal, like your one thing that you should need to do now is, and you probably know this, is need more leads and more bookings, which is easier said than done. But
Mm.
once that one thing is in place, then your dream life as like it's everything.
Yeah.
Everything you just said happens.
Mm. And like one thing that I mentioned in what I wanted to do for 2025 or a focus was is to like reap the rewards, reap what you sow. So like everyone goes to work for themselves because they want to be able to do what they want when they want. But I
Mhm.
feel as though when you dive into this world of being self-employed, regardless of like whatever your profession is, you would just work 24/7. Even I think even if you're making money, you still work 24/7 because you want to
Yeah.
stay on, you want to stay ahead, like everything's working, like stay on keep the ball rolling, but you never stop to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Yeah.
That's one thing, but I'm like, I, I don't think I can enjoy the fruits of the labor if there's nothing like the comfortability, and comfortability is I think is the um the killer of progression, because once you're comfortable, you don't want to leave that. So
Yeah.
it's like, how do you remain content and happy with where you are, but then also continue the drive to push forward? And I think the only thing that is stopping all of that feeling the way it should is just like is income. That's the only thing. And it's not even like I don't need to be making a school in dollars, but just knowing that I don't have to like, okay, I've got this job, this job, this job. I can pay myself for next month.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's the one thing I reckon it's holding everything back.
I'll agree because what, maybe like literally 3 months ago, I was the exact same boat. Like, shit, I need this. I need this. I remember messaging you going, I'm going to discount all my stuff just because something's better than nothing at the moment.
Mm,
Um, and it does, you kind of you spiral through a little bit of a rabbit hole. Like, oh, I know this would get me ahead and this would get me ahead, but if I paid for this, this has to get me ahead. You
mm,
know, it's like a kind of a do or die type of thing. Um, and it's really tough, like mentally. And you try to enjoy the good times, but in the back of your head, constantly, you're always thinking, "Holy shit! Like I should be working right now to get something,
yeah.
like to just keep trying to get to that spot that I need to get to."
Mm. But then I also feel it's like, okay, if that starts to come into fruition, what is anything then going to be put in place so that I'm not like, okay, now I'm ahead, but I have to keep just like on it all the time. Like there has to be some point surely where you're like, okay, the money's better. Everything's kind of rolling the way that it should. And you should then be able to take time for yourself without going backwards.
Yeah,
You
you
know what I
can.
mean?
Well, if you set like if you said you want to do 50 weddings,
I wanted
if
to
you
book
hit,
50.
if you book 50, if you booked 50 weddings, then you couldn't physically take any more weddings,
Mm.
and you're forced to be like chill the f out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Like now, I don't want to fucking talk all about me or arrogance or anything, but this literally just happened to us like last couple of weeks ago.
Mm.
We worked out how many weddings we had left for the year, and I said to Amanda, like, "Oh, I don't think I want to take on any more weddings, and if we do, they're very specific." So now, like, I've just focused a lot more on other aspects, and am able to like, or not able, but like, have been relaxing my mind a little bit more. Even though I told you I had a shit day yesterday, but
Mm.
like, not constantly after it,
Yeah.
which might come back and bite me because you know getting comfortable. But you know
I
what I
think it's
mean?
more like just finding the happy medium between enjoying what you're doing, putting in enough work so that you're fulfilled with the amount of effort you've put in a day
Hmm.
in terms of your business. But then not being extremely stressed about money. And like Tom Nosk said it, and um, doesn't matter how much money you make, your day to day stresses and stuff will never go away,
Yeah,
or just whatever with your job will never go away. He's like, yeah, it's cool being able to go to the shops and not have to worry about how much money you're spending on groceries. He's like, but the stresses of your business will always be there. And I feel as though the stresses of my business in day to day, I doesn't really phase me. Like I love doing this podcast with you, and I love going to weddings. I don't mind making some content and like updating all those skills, but it's the monetary side of it that is the issue. So it's kind of like mine are flipped, whereas everyone's like, oh, I might be have the money, but the job part's still annoying. Whereas like the job part for me isn't a problem. It's the money part that's the problem.
yeah, yeah. And I think you'll get there. I think you'll get there so quick. It's going to flip. As soon as you've done all this branding, like you literally have the perfect roadmap. And as soon as you've done all this branding stuff and happy, then you can just like hit go on life and it will just rocket you.
I hope so.
It will. Like I know so. I'm so confident that it will happen that it's not
All right.
funny.
Oh, good. Wow. That makes me feel better.
Yeah. Because you're a very high quality of work and a very like very knowledgeable and very skillful. So if people who aren't knowledgeable and aren't skillful are killing it, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to kill it. And
Well,
it's more of like a an eyes on you thing. You know what I mean? You don't have
yeah,
enough people seeing your stuff or enough eyes on you. But when you do, it'll just rock and roll.
man. I don't know. We'll see how
It's
it's good
gonna
to
do
go.
it.
But
I'm so excited for it.
I feel like that's you're talking to me like I was talking to you before you fucking blew
Yeah.
up. All right.
We're just each other's hype men.
Hey, you need it. You need it. You
Yeah.
need that in your life. But yeah, I think this is really good. And this is actually just a byproduct. Like when we mentioned in last week's episode about things when you start out and networking.
Mm,
Like this is why networking is so important. Like there's so many times I could have just gone like, oh no, like fuck this. But then I go like it
fuck
turned
that Michael cunt.
well, I was gonna say it turned so quickly for him. And it's like if it can happen to him, like there's no reason why it can't happen to me. Um, but if I didn't have a network there to like lean on, then you don't do those things. You don't
Yeah,
push forward. You get in your own head, and then you fucking
you do, and you fall to the ground. It would have been the same way with me. If imagine if you weren't there for me to ask you, should I put all my things at 50%? And then I had all these weddings booked for chips this year, and and then December, November came around, and I couldn't take any bookings.
mm. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, sure, everything happens for a reason. So I'm sure, and you have
Yeah.
to go through a struggle. Like pain and failure is the best things. Like they're what you need to embrace.
Oh, we went through pain.
Yeah.
Lots of pain. Mate, I
So
was delivering food at times, just fucking struggling.
yeah, no. If I didn't have Rachel, things would probably be very different. But that's why we
Yeah.
have the support networks and stuff that we have. So
It's good.
yeah, no, that was awesome. That was a great chat. That was a
Anyway,
great thing. That was a great exercise.
it was. Should we wrap it up there?
I reckon so. I reckon that's really good.
Yeah, cool.
Well, thank you so
Wait, we
much.
we also want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of the podcast.
Oh yeah.
And don't click off yet because you're about to get a ripper deal from the great CRM, the best CRM, actually, one of the best. I actually knew this CRM, great CRM.
If you need one, this is who you go with. Do not go anywhere else.
It's Studio Ninja. We use Studio Ninja. We absolutely love
You love Studio Ninja.
Helps you with your invoicing, your contracts, getting deposits, connected to your Xero, stay up to date with your bookkeeping, attach it to your Stripe, attach it to your PickTime, have an all-in-one platform for everything to do with your creative business.
Keep track of your leads, keep track of your workflows. You can embed your order form into your website so that when someone inquires, it goes straight through to your Studio Ninja account and lays everything out that you need to know about that couple's day, what they're about, and how to best get in contact with them. So if you are looking for a CRM or you are already with Studio Ninja and your subscription is up for renewal, you can use the code MFCO50. It's MFCO50 for 50% off a 12-month subscription.
Amazing. And you're going to love the emails that they send. There's no better feeling than looking at your phone and saying Studio Ninja because you know you got a new lead.
Or you're getting paid.
Or you're getting paid.
Yeah,
or
you're getting paid.
Yeah, that's a good one as well. You have been paid. Such and such signed the contract. Quote accepted. Oh yeah, what a feeling. You're at dinner and you're just like, and you see quote accepted and you just like,
that next bite just tastes that little bit better.
Oh my God. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. This one was a little bit different of an episode, but I really liked it.
It was good. I think this is the things that will hopefully resonate with people. So if you liked it, and actually if you do try this out, try Michael's little exercise out and let us know how it goes. Yeah.
Give yourself, because 90% of the time you will be living your dream life.
And you don't even realize it.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey guys, it's Rhiley here.
Hey guys, it's Michael here. Thanks for listening to the podcast. If you want to check us out on Instagram, you can find us at Burnt Out and Broke, at Burnt Out and Broke on Instagram, at Burnt Out and Broke on YouTube, and all the social pipes that you get your podcast from.
If you would like to also send us an email, if you have any info, send it burntoutbroke@gmail.com. That's burntoutbroke@gmail.com. Also, in the show notes, we have linked another episode that you really, really like to listen to. And if this is your first time listening, go back to the start, listen to the first episode, get an understanding of where us spastics came from. And we appreciate you listening and all your support.
Thank you. See ya.